Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. So today, as you guys can tell by the title, we're building Sienna's family cottage. So I, of course, have been saying that I want to get a bigger place because, you know, her little tiny house that she has right now isn't really fit for a family, and I'm planning to have 2 kids, and then of course it'll end up just being her once she, you know, has to get her divorce, sadly. But let me just tell you before we, get into the craziness of this build, because I'm sure you could already tell the landscaping, kind of crazy, just a little. But basically, I spent, I think, the longest I have ever on a build. This took me 5 hours. What you guys are seeing right now is like 30 minutes into me building, because the trial and error I had of just trying to figure out the floor plan, because I was looking at photos and there's like a particular style I was trying to do, but I just could not accomplish it in The Sims, like no matter what I did. I didn't want it to be the same as my last cottage that I built, which was for my cottage living family. So I wanted to do some things a little bit differently, but it kind of ended up being similar, maybe a little bit more like rectangular than anything else. So originally when I was building this, I didn't even think to look into floor plan, because in the end it kind of ended up being a little bit tight, but I prefer having smaller, cozier homes anyway, so I wasn't necessarily too upset about the fact that I had like not a lot of space to work with. It actually ended up working out fairly well, so it wasn't all too bad. Now, you can also tell that I decided to mess around with some terraforming, which is like cool, but at the same time, it is so hard to do landscaping with terraforming. I don't know why when they incorporated it into the game, they didn't think about like plants and how the plants will adjust to the terraforming, because even when like you place down like a swing set or something else, like if the hill is like uneven, it's not gonna work. Like you'll have things floating around. Now, I definitely have a lot of things floating around, so I wanted to experiment with terraforming, and so I did. You can see now that I'm working on a treehouse, which currently is not functional. I thought that it was working, I thought it was gonna be like great, my kids are gonna be able to go up there. But I have to try and figure out a way to get it functional, because the idea, the concept is very cool, because then you can have your kids like go up there and everything. So I need to figure out how to make it work. So if you guys actually maybe know how to, please let me know. Somebody actually gave me the idea of making kind of like a campsite area for Sienna's kids, because since she's not living in Granite Falls, but people are saying that because maybe since her dad died there, maybe it's not as much of a happy place as it once was before. And so, I kind of agreed with that. And so this is why we're moving to Henford-on-Bagley, getting like a fresh start and everything. So her living here and kind of having a little bit of like a campsite area will remind her of those days. So I thought it was a really cute idea, and she can spend some moments there with her kids. And the cool thing is, the spot that we're living in, across the river is like another spot that has like monkey bars, and it's like a garden center type thing. Like there's plants there and flowers, and I originally thought that there was gonna be fairs taking place there, because there was like a board and like it mentioned fairs and stuff, and I got really excited that we could be there. But there really isn't any other purpose to it other than it being kind of like its own little like park in a way, like I guess more so of a garden, like a community garden type of thing. And we also live right across from a river, so I'm wondering if we can swim in that or not, because I know that there are bodies of water in Henford-on-Bagley that you can swim in, so it'd be kind of cool if you could, but I'm not sure. I guess I'll find out when I do play in this area. Here we go into the craziness that is terraforming. When I tell you, just placing these plants and everything actually took me, I think, almost 2.5 hours exactly, just doing that. Like I was like, there's no way that I spent that long doing it, but I did. I managed to watch the rest of Outer Banks season 2. I managed to watch Cooking with Paris Hilton, like the entire show. So a lot was done as far as catching up on TV shows and stuff like that. Also, I realized when I went back into taking screenshots for today and like fixing up the build and like adding some last minute touches, my terrain paint was gone. It like kind of didn't save the rest of the terrain paint I did, but it saved like one pathway that I did like so long ago. And I was like, great, I have to redo everything. So the terrain paint probably isn't nearly the same as it was before, which I mean, doesn't really matter, honestly. So Yeah, I also wanted to make sure that I added a greenhouse because currently Sienna has one, and I wanted to incorporate the new little, what is it? Is it the tilled ground? Whatever it's called. I wanted to include that so that we can do a little bit more planting. I would love to have some more flowers and stuff, so I guess we'll see how that goes. And now moving on to the interior decorating part. For some reason, I felt like I was having a little bit of a harder time, like especially incorporating, since it's brown gen, like everything has to be pretty much brown, but I didn't want to go too crazy with everything being like super brown and everything. That's why I incorporated some color. Of course, we have like the lighter colors in the fridge and the stove and all that, and I incorporated a little bit more greens too. So I didn't want it to be too much brown. Trying to find a couch that I really liked for this house was really difficult too, because I didn't want it to be too modern. I didn't want it to be too tacky either. And I was trying to find some couches that have the pillows and the blankets, which then got me to thinking, like, I really wish that we could have like decor pillows and throw blankets that we could like add to whatever, whether it's a couch or like a little armchair or even onto your bed. I'd really love things like that. And ever since we got Dream Home Decorator and they gave us like little clutter things like the shoes, which I thought was such like a cute little added bonus for clutter, like that's like the little things that I want, you know, to like add to the houses and stuff. So like even adding like, you know, pillows to your couches and making everything feel like more cozy is something that I would really love to have. I kind of regret not including a fireplace because I feel like this house would have worked perfectly for one. I feel like in general having a cottage with a fireplace would work, but I felt like I was so tight on space, especially for the living room. Like the living room isn't necessarily my favorite. I kind of, you know, after building for like 3 hours, when it came to doing the interior, I was kind of over it. But of course I still wanted the house to look somewhat decent. I really like the area where you go up the stairs and there's that like little table with the pictures and the mirror on the wall. I don't know, that just specific section just really makes me happy. So random, but I think it's cute. I might potentially go in and rearrange the living room and maybe the section where the robotics machine is. I might move that. I don't know. I feel like it's a perfect spot. Like it fits literally exactly. I guess I didn't really have much space for a proper living room. I definitely wanted to have a bathroom in there as well, because when you have more than, you know, 2 Sims, I feel like having 2 bathrooms is definitely very helpful, because sometimes they end up being on the same cycle with their bladder or whether they smell or not. So I'm definitely having second thoughts about the living room. I think it's just maybe the combination of that TV and that like media stand type of thing. There's something just not working properly there, and I need to fix it because it's low-key bothering me, but hopefully I'll figure it out and then we'll have like a nice looking living room. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I ended up taking that bust that was there off because it just wasn't fitting. So that I don't think exists anymore as far as I remember. I was trying new things and, you know, they just weren't working. So originally I forgot that next gen was black gen because I was about to like make the entire house all brown and stuff. And then I realized like, oh yeah, my next 2 kids are gonna be for black gen. So I definitely incorporated some black colored things in there, which I actually didn't realize how many black colored items there are for kids. I thought I was gonna have a hard time figuring things out as far as decorating the rooms and everything, but it was quite easy, which made me happy. It wasn't all that bad. And there's quite a bit of like kids wallpaper that also is like black, like the polka dot one, and then there's also like that mountain one that I put in the other bedroom. So there's definitely a little bit of options there. Now, are the bedrooms decorated great? That's for you to decide, right? Because I don't even know myself. I think at this point I was just like on autopilot mode going through it. I also totally skipped over the bathroom, I think, upstairs, because it was just a bigger version of the bathroom downstairs. Actually, did I even show the bathroom downstairs in the video? I don't even know, but the bathroom is pretty basic. Like there's nothing crazy about the bathroom, so I just kind of left it out, and that's pretty much it as far as that. Now the bedroom for Sienna kind of just is like basically almost reminiscent of like what her current bedroom is, which makes me think that maybe I should try a different bed so we get a little bit of change happening there. I actually wanted to point out one thing, because As you guys know, with Dream Home Decorator, that option of like being able to make walk-in closets is a thing now. But the thing I hate about it is when you like use the modular system, when you put your walls down, the closet disappears, which makes me not want to make a closet. So I don't do them. And I was really excited to be able to have like small little closets and stuff like that, but I just haven't. I think the only way to avoid them going invisible is if like you pick it up yourself and like adjust it on the wall and not have it slot onto the wall itself. I think if you move it up and down wherever you want it, I think it stays. I can't remember if that's completely correct, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this house. I don't think I'm missing anything that I need for Sienna's generation or anything. Like obviously things will be added here and there, and I'm probably gonna go in and adjust things anyways, because that's just how I am every time I build something. And I also need to make this treehouse functional somehow. Mark my words, I'm going to try. I hope I can because I spent time on that. So but anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys in a new video very soon. Bye guys.